Hello and thank you and welcome. Hang on, I'm just going to move this microphone over here. Yes, James Whelan. Hello, and thanks for joining us here on the Theory of Thing Investment Podcast. My name is James Whelan, Managing Director of Barclay Pierce Capital's Wealth Management Team, and I'm joined here by Heath Moss at H Investments. Heath, how are you now?
Morning. Very well, thanks, mate. Very well. Can't complain. Apart from this real muggy Adelaide weather, we almost 40 degrees yesterday, and we're about 25 today. But it's been raining, so it's just real sticky and yuck.
Mate,
I hate it.
Walking the dog this morning. I walked the dog at about 7-ish, depending on what's going on. Mate, my polo shirt was stuck to me.
Yeah.
It was that bad. Someone has mangled this microphone. So I'm just like, what are you doing?
There we go. That sounds a lot better.
What?
Turn it around the other way.
This way?
Yep, like that way. Yep, okay. That's it.
Okay. Hello, and thanks for joining us, James Whelan. Radio. Okay, good. So, mate, we've got a lot on today. I'm going to have a wakey here. A stock that we are close to has just got into trading halt. I won't say why. People will know soon enough. That's I'm on the wakey today. It's a multivitamin. It's that label. Look at
Beautiful. that. I'm on the berry.
Look at that.
I wakeyed.
Yeah. Caffeinated boys. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Mate, absolutely thumping through today. We've got deals going on. We've got all sorts of stuff, mate. Yeah, it's been ludicrous. It has been an absolute ludicrous week, mate.
Fantastic.
How are you going? What's happening over there apart from the weather?
Apart from the heat, busy at work. I mean, everyone wants to talk in December. People get more, happy about markets, and obviously, generally, markets are better performing. So you get a little bit more contact. But yeah, just winding up before the end of the year, getting some statements of advice out. We've got my middle child's his birthday party on Saturday. We're going to the pool for that, so that'll be really good. Yeah,
that's a South Australian. That's a big event for a South Australian to happen.
Yeah, basically, all
to go to the pool.
All of South Australia will be there.
The pool.
Yeah, the pool. Yeah.
It's just called the pool. It's not the Dame Julie Watkins Memorial.
No,
it's just the pool.
It's the pool. It's the only one. No,
where are we going? We'll go to the pool. Okay, I'll see you there.
Yeah, his birthday's not till like the 21st of December, but it's just too hard to have a birthday party that close to Christmas. So, and whilst he's still in school for another week, thought it'd be easier to pull it forward. And he's happy anyway. So he'll be hanging out with all his mates. And what else have I done? I swapped my internet provider. This was about a week and a half ago. I went from Telstra to Superloop, and I could not be happier. The transition process was smooth as the coverage and speeds.
What about email? So this is the situation that I'm in right now. Okay, so I'm with IINet. I've got a complaint, but IINet, I'm calling you out. This is you've done bad.
Yep.
And I hope that they contact me over this because I've got a bone to pick. IINet stopped doing email, so they sort of they sold that or whatever they did with the email. So IINet said we're not handling email anymore. You still get to keep your email address, but it's going over to a thing called the messaging company.
Okay.
The messaging company have then gone, yep, okay, for like $1, $2 a year or something like that, or a month, I think it is. It's a couple of dollars, right? So it's money. This is all part of the inflationary. This is why inflation is going up. This exact sort of thing. IINet, it was included in the IINet thing. IINet have raised their prices, given away the email thing. The email people have then brought it in, and then the email people, the messaging company, have raised their prices. And they've also said, because my personal email is basically just a junk folder with the occasional thing that comes in that's really important from the accountant, from the bank, NAB to tell you that you're behind on your mortgage, for example. That sort of not that I am, but I mean like most Australians, it's day to day. But seriously, but it's important stuff that's in there. But most of it's just like Gantt promotions, places that I bought perfume from, that sort of thing. And then they've said, look, your inbox is full, so we've suspended your use. So I can't. I'm jammed out of my inbox. Here's the situation that I'm in though, because I'm trying to reset my password because I don't know my password to go in,
and you can't get it.
And to get the reset the password, they need to send me an email.
Oh god.
To my.
Oh, see, we Superloop, who I've moved to, actually really good price. Their Black Friday deal was like $69 a month for 12 months or something like that. So fantastic. We're paying over 100 with Telstra. They don't do an email offering, but all we did was set up an equivalent Outlook and have moved all our important emails to there. A lot of junk emails, just advertising we haven't bothered about. But yeah, the important stuff like, you know, bank and all that sort of stuff, we've moved across to this Outlook, and it's been a really smooth process. I can't fault it. The tech, because we had to have I only had fiber to the node here, so tech had to come out to get us fiber to the premise. He was fantastic. The NBN guy was fantastic. Gave me his number for future problems. Yeah, I can't fault it. It's been smooth sailing. The process was so good. So yeah, I can highly recommend if you want to move across to Superloop. So far, I can't fault them. And I've been buying their stock
off IONET, off Telstra into Superloop. Is it listed?
Yeah, SLC. I was buying their stock below $2. It's now close to $2.30, I think.
Look at
They've just won some massive contracts like with Origin and stuff. They're the Origin. They provide the internet for the Origin energy side of things, and it should mean like they've gone from a 3% of the market of the NBN internet market to 8%. So it's and costs are really flat, so EBITDA should rise quite substantially. So yeah, I bought theirs below $2.
Well, here's the thing: I don't need to worry about. I just realized I don't need to worry about email switching because my emails are now with this messaging company, and you know, my wife and our shared email address we've got. I can just go and switch to Superloop. I'm going to do it. Get onto it. Okay.
I'll give you a referral code as well.
Thank you. Yes, money, mate. Yeah, got to hit those referral codes, mate. We've got to say we're not. It's not the Barefoot Investor podcast, but we're all in this together, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
Because pints, I paid $17.35 for a pint.
What?
Of Kirin. Yes.
Where?
Yes. Welcome to Sydney. We have more than one. We have more than one swimming pool, and we pay almost $18 for a pint of beer. Sorry, does that seem strange to you, Heath?
Last time I bought a pint was at Adelaide Oval, and that was considered expensive, and that was $10.
When was that though?
Footy season just gone. So
okay,
yeah,
they sell pints at the Adelaide Oval. They sell pints at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
Well, is this an Adelaide pint?
It's in
one
a
of
cup,
those South Australian things.
Very large cup.
Oh, you people are. I just no words to
describe. You don't
have pints.
You're not allowed to have. It's all off tap. Or if they're selling something in a can, they have to tip into a cup.
I'm looking this up because a South Australian pint is an actual normal pint.
Yeah, it is. No,
it's not. It's not.
Our schooner is different. Our schooner is different to the pots and stuff that you guys have on the eastern states.
Look, I think that even though you say it's the same, it's not going to be the same. Hang on.
I think it's 475 ml. 475.
That's a pint. In Australia, a pint is 425 ml, which is smaller than 570 mils that is considered a pint the rest of Australia. Your pints are not normal.
What's pints. 50 ml between friends?
It's more than dude, and the maths 425 to 570.
Oh, 570. Okay. Yeah, it's 45.
425 to 570 is 100 and
570. I thought you said 470. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Jeez.
So
that would be close to an imperial pint here.
Oh, you people!
I'm going to the pool this weekend. I'm going to have my imperial pint.
How many imperial pints in a pool? There you go. The old yard glass. What is the one that we used to have? The yard, the King's Yard.
Yeah,
which is the distance. The distance. That's where the King's Yard comes from. The distance measured of the king at the time from his thumb to his nose. That was the yard. Okay.
I'd actually like to know because I googled this once. Why? Because obviously when I go to Victoria and that they sell pots instead of schooners and stuff like that. And I was like, why are we different? Why have we?
Why are you different? Is a question we've all been asking for a long time.
Different when it comes to this sort of thing. It's probably because there's no convicts here, so.
No, here's the thing. I've often joked about that. It's just like, how do you know someone's from Australia? It's within the first 3 sentences of telling that Adelaide is the only city, the only capital city that was not founded on a convict colony.
Yeah.
That's actually incorrect, but it is something that you guys say all the time.
Yep.
And it's unbearable.
I suppose
because it's arrogant and it's wrong.
Here we measure everything in a wine glass, so. It doesn't really matter.
Welcome to my world, pal. Yeah, righto. All right, you're gonna do some market updates for us, or what? We're gonna get complaints about the back and forth, mate. I got a deal to get away.
Oh, no worries. All right, I'll share my screen. There we go. What do we got up here on the front? Oh, there we go. S&P 500 straight up. Look, I mean, it's much the same same story. Very vanilla sort of bull run now. We're breaking new highs. We're down a little bit last night. But obviously we've got jobs numbers coming out tonight. That's probably why the market took a breath. But new basically highs every second night or something. I think we're up to the 56th new record high this year, so something along those lines, which still isn't a record breaker. I think the most was in the 80s or 90s or something like that of new records broken in the year.
In the lead up to the tech wreck. Everyone, I mean, you get that Kobayashi letter and those guys that are massive bear, or just they've always got that fear tweets.
Yep.
The fear tweets are insane. Just I haven't seen it. I love the last time this happened was in the .com bubble. It's just like well, man,
they love to draw those parallels, don't they? I just wonder how any of these guys, their funds make money. I mean, being continuously bearish.
I don't think they really have funds. That's all right. We're going to talk about Jesse Colombo. We're going to talk about Jesse Colombo in a bit and his big report. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that.
The big report.
Big report. Go. Okay, what do you got?
So that's obviously being led by tech still, but the breadth is widening. We're getting more of the more sectors contribute to the rally. New leaders in tech. So it's gone from NVIDIA and who else was running Microsoft to Apple and Tesla. I'll bring up the Apple chart. AAPL.
Yeah, do that. Amazingly, so sort of going with this.
Eight of the last nine trading days have been positive for Apple, and it's just on a tear. Look at that. It's from 220 to 244 in a matter of a couple of weeks. A massive tear. Largest company on the index at the moment because NVIDIA have sort of gone sideways. Really haven't done much in the last couple of weeks. You can see there, bit of consolidation there happening on NVIDIA after they reported. But then if we bring up something like Tesla, this is the Trump trade in one picture, the Musk trade. You can see that new 52-week highs there last night. That was on the back of an engineer from Tesla coming out and saying that the robo-taxis use half the amount of parts of the Model 3. So you can see why they're going to be so cheap. They really haven't got much to them. So, but they're still off their highs of, I think it was 400 pre-consolidation. Yep, 400.
Mate, Tesla is such an insane stock that they could come out and say we're doing the Flintstones car, and people would freaking love it. Like, you know, you feet underneath the thing, you're pedaling along with two stone boulders in the front and back.
Yeah,
sunroof on the top. Dinosaur, and people would still buy that stock. It's don't even start me on Tesla.
It's been a huge few months for Musk because last night XAI, the Grok stuff inside X, raised $6 billion at a $25 billion valuation. SpaceX is looking to sell some inside shares at a $350 billion valuation. So, I mean, it's been a big few months for Musk. I think his worth is up to over 350 billion or something now. So it's something crazy. But I think the next 4 years, Tesla's going to do very, very well. It could become the largest stock on the market. I think they'll get a re-rating with AI as the autonomous vehicles and the AI stuff get deregulated under Trump. And they're so far ahead of any Western car manufacturer in terms of autonomous driving. It's not funny. The biggest competitor is BYD, but they're going to have tariffs, and the prices of Tesla have come right down. I saw a chart the other day of secondhand Teslas. They peaked during COVID of around $67,000. They're now sub $30,000 for a secondhand Tesla. It's phenomenal. And even the prices here in Australia, a Model Y, you're paying about $80,000 12 months ago, and you're now paying about $55,000 for a base. So the prices have come down. That's come from scale and efficiency, and battery prices come right off, especially LFP battery prices. So I can see Tesla having a very, very good 4 years under Trump, and it's sort of the poster child as well until SpaceX does an IPO. But so if we go to yields, softening a little bit. They did 10-year did peak around 4.5. It's now about 4.18. That's on the back of maybe some softer US data, but also people like Waller have been quite dovish in their speeches, saying that he still thinks a December cut is on the table, even though it's a 50-50 proposition at the moment. But
Waller had a thing out there, and he was he kept this metaphor that he went with the
MMA fighter. Yeah.
I'm grappling. I've got inflation in a chokehold, and it keeps slipping loose every
Tapping
time.
out.
We're not kidding. We're not leaving the ring. It's really lent into the metaphor the whole way through.
Yeah,
So he's got it in there. I got him around. He's going to run us through what his strategy is for taking inflation. We're going to get down on the canvas, right? I'm going to get him around here. I could, arm bar, something like that. Anyway, so
but
it was While I was speaking this week, it was hilarious.
Yeah, the jobs data tonight, I think, does it for the market. As long as it's not super hot, the market will start factoring in that cut in December, this month. Sorry, more seriously, it will go above 50%. Unless it comes in super hot. If it comes in super hot, then we could see a little bit of a sell off. But I wouldn't expect that. The ADP numbers last week were good, were solid. I think they were slightly ahead of forecast. I think they're expecting about 200,000 jobs added tonight. If you look at some of the data that's come out over the last few days, we've had JOLTS job openings came in slightly better than expected. Continuing initial jobless claims were softer than expected. Now, the ISM and S&P manufacturing and service PMIs came in, the manufacturing PMIs came in better than expected for both the ISM and S&P, but the services PMI, this is the first time they've had a real divergence because the ISM services PMI, which is considered the number one, came in at 52.1 versus the 55.5 expected, so quite weak. But the S&P one came in at 56.1 versus 57. So they've been within a point or so of each other for a while, those two measures, and it's the first time we've seen a bit of a divergence. So the market is obviously there's a little bit of confusion there, a little bit of softness in the service sector maybe. So maybe consumers are pulling back again. We haven't got numbers from the Black Friday sales, but I dare say we will get some record-breaking sales.
There has been. I mean, that Adobe Analytics has been quoted almost every single morning on a few of the podcasts that I listen to. It has been stronger than expected.
Yep.
And I think the consumer has been more bullish than people even expected, and that's by American standards, which is insane.
But I think it's more about our changing spending patterns. I mean, before the Black Friday sales really started kicking off about 6-7 years ago, we did a lot of our Christmas shopping in December, whereas now I think that happens in November during the sales.
We're pretty much done. We did ours on the weekend.
And it pulls forward. Yeah, and same here. Yeah. We're basically done. It pulls forward that spending from December and probably January as well. So all it's done is change our patterns rather than how much we spend, I think. Because, December used to be that stalwart of the retail sector, and they used to do about 30% of their sales in December. I doubt that's the case now. I think it'd be more surrounding the November Black Friday sales than anything because shops were packed during that period. And I know, like you said, we know that Adobe, etc., those analytics. And actually, I saw Shopify. Actually, Shopify put up a really good thing of sales per minute through the Black Friday sales via their vendors, and it was really, really good. And they were breaking all sorts of records, etc., etc.
That's handy.
It was a really good graphic. I should have linked it up to it, but yeah. It was really good. Okay. So those sorts of things come through. In terms of oil, it's basically gone nowhere. We had talks of peace talks in between Lebanon and Israel that sort of simmered things down. The escalation in Ukraine and that really hasn't gone any further. But we did have OPEC.
I'm being cynical. Everyone, I'm being very facetious on this one. Okay, so yeah, I want peace. I want peace on earth. But I also want oil to go back to like $90. So
yep, and I think
I can't have both of those things apparently.
No, we had OPEC last night extend their cuts by another 3 months, which means the 2 million barrels of oil per day cuts extend out to the start of 2026 now. Whether because not all the countries involved in that sort of strictly adhere to it, but they're seeing some obviously softness in the oil price. If you zoom that out, you can see it's down at more than 12-month lows there. So there's a real fear about if it broke these 67, 68 levels, or maybe 65, it could go substantially lower. So OPEC sort of helped that a little bit last night. Gold, gold is in a real 50-50 formation here. We saw some it drop a little bit over the last few weeks, simply on the back of those peace talks. We saw it rally on the back of the escalations, and then it's come back a little bit. Peace talks down about 1% over the last week. Could really go either way here.
Jim Cramer.
What did he do? What did he say?
First off, there's hints that President Biden is going to pardon Jim Cramer for his awful stock tips.
I did see that actually.
I got you then. You did a spit take on that
one. I saw that was fantastic.
That was very good. Jim Cramer's classic one. Someone asked him about, okay, this stock, what do you think? And he actually did it. And you can YouTube it and look it up. It's just like Jim Cramer's just like, right, this stock is going to go one of three ways. It's just like, yeah, man. Like, yes, that's how it works, man. Like, we want you to figure out which one is like. It's going to go up because of this, or it may go down because of this, or it may just trade sideways because it's just like, yeah, that's.
He's sitting on the fence. But I think this largely is dependent on the US dollar. We've seen a little bit of weakness in the US dollar, but it's sort of holding firm here around 106. Yep. Obviously, the euro has a lot to do with the Dixie because it's about 60% of the weighting, I think. And the euro is looking really weak at the moment on the back of Europe economic and all the stuff going on in France.
Well, don't forget also rate cuts too. So calm your farm on that too, because Germany's cactus, but the market, from what I've heard, I haven't actually checked. If you check the DAX, what's that doing?
Let's have a look in DAX.
This is the first time we've had the German.
Oh,
look at that, mate.
There we go.
And this is Germany, who's like halting steel production. They're like the manufacturing giant that they were. Look
at that.
Market's absolutely
ripped.
Markets are not economies, man. Markets are not economies.
I'll argue they're economies 18 months to 2 years from now.
If you would like to take that up with the good people at Alan Gray and their multiple billions of dollars that they have under management, then you're perfectly welcome to do so. Heath Moss of Adelaide Street, Adelaide.
I'll give Vern a call. Vern's our BDM here in SA, so yeah, I'll give him a call. I got
LJ here. He's a good guy.
Beautiful.
But yeah, anyway, they keep on pushing the fact that markets are not economies, So,
of course.
But look at that. I mean, there's case in point.
Yep.
Germany is backwards now.
Yeah, but obviously, you're right. The Europeans, the EU are going to continue to cut rates more aggressively than the US, and rate cuts are sort of being priced out of the US. So it's natural the US dollar will remain strong. And I think Trump said he wants a strong US dollar. I'm not that he can really control it, but all
right.
Yeah.
I got to go and raise some money for a company. What's going on? Let's go.
Quick XJO. Again, similar to S&P 500.
It's tipping over. 500. Show me an RSI. Get an RSI on that.
Oh God, bloody hell!
Just add studies. Go RSI.
I'll get one. I'll get one later.
Relative strength index. Don't give me later.
I don't know how to do it. Oh, actually, there we go. RSI. Give me 2 seconds. But it's like you said, there is showing a little bit of weakness there. Our run has been mainly on the back. Oh, there we go. I've got to pay for it. That's
wow. Wow, you've been paywalled from having a relative strength indicator.
I know.
Okay.
Yep. Our market's been driven.
It's going to show that it's up and it's teetering over. Expect a little bit of weakness.
Yeah, and that was on the back of we had Q3 GDP figures come out the other day, and they were very weak. 0.3 growth in Q3 versus 0.5 expected, 0.8 year on year versus 1.1 expected. Very, very weak. 0% household consumption growth. It's all been the public sector. And also that's meant rate cuts are now fully factored in for April instead of May, with a 50% chance in February. So if we continue to get soft data, that February rate cut possibility will continue to rise, I think, even though the RBA are staunch against it and want to see 2 quarters of soft inflation data. If they don't cut and the Australian economy continues to weaken like it is, they're going to get a lot of angry people on their backs, especially leading into a federal election. There'll be
Michelle
pressure.
Bullock doesn't care.
Yeah, no,
you'll pay your mortgage and you'll like it. I'm Michelle Bullock.
We're gonna raise it just to spite you.
I'm gonna jack it up another 50 basis points if you. One more back chat. One more. I don't like your tone. I'll give you 50.
I'll turn this car around.
I will turn this car around and it'll be back to Barcelona.
But yeah, so that's that, and I think that largely does it. I mean, we're going to talk Bitcoin quickly.
You had to, didn't
crossed
you?
100.
Mate, more than a billion just in the last like 24 hours, because with the correction that's happened in BTC, I'm going to call it BTC, not Bitcoin. I don't know why. More than $1 billion worth of forced liquidity events for traders.
Yeah, it's not a great candle.
Loaded up, leveraged up 100K, and then it's just snapped back about like $9,000.
Yep.
And a lot of people have found themselves wiped out. So hey, you're levering into an electronic coin.
Yep. But
what do you think's going to happen? I'm bullish.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's a false break there at the moment, but still holding that pattern. So it could go either way. But I'm betting longer term we see much higher price. Oh yeah, I'm going to do a Kramer.
Bitcoin could go
Three
up
things
or down.
Could happen
Thank you,
here.
Heath Moss. Okay, good, mate. Hey, let's talk some book. LV1, a stock that I have been interested in for the last couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what, it's always annoying because I'm not on the cutting edge anymore, as you probably noticed with my general demeanor and sort of the way that I'm laid back, just managing a team and managing wealth, managing advisors really more than anything. I get text messages, I get people in the pub, I get people mates like, James, get a bit of LV1 in you. Just put a bit in there. That's from like 4 different places. Yep. And I'm the last person to know. Okay. So find the highest point in that candle.
Well, that one there, that's
one there. That's me.
106 to the high. You bought up here, did you?
That's me. That's me up there. But yeah, I'll give you 2 thumbs straight. Bang.
This got obviously got an AI slant on it.
Yep.
Okay.
AI. It's got a lot of the chatter. The chatter is extraordinarily positive with this one, but it does seem like it's a bit of a, anyway, a lot of people are talking about it. BRK. I caught up with David Prentice yesterday. Full disclosure, I caught up with David Prentice yesterday. I have not, I've not been long Brookside Energy for some time, and whenever I talk to him, I'm very confident with this company. I'm not long. I've got no exposure to it, but I'm just very confident with that company there as well. And we're close to it.
It's tracking. All it's doing is tracking the oil price, and will continue to do that. Unfortunately, even though they got very good free cash flow, fantastic assets, going to be producing, I think 8,000 barrels a day by 2030.
Right.
Yeah, something like along those lines. I think 5,000 is the near term target in like 26 or 27. So I like this story, and I've got exposure personally and via clients as well. Bought around 1.1 around 1, which is now around 50 cents. So we're down a little bit. It's 46.5. But if oil can stabilize around here, which I think it will, with the harsh winter we're starting to see in the US and in Europe, I think energy prices stabilize. Then I think this thing next year, 2025, should be a good year for these guys.
Yep. I've got to go. What's your tip for the week?
Tip for the week, I've got it written down. My 49ers season is done. They got flogged by the Bills. McCaffrey and Mason are out for the rest of the season. So we're done. So my bet for this week is Bills to beat the line versus the Rams. The line is 3.5 at $1.85. Bills are, I think, one of the teams to beat out there. Josh Allen is a superstar. First player in I don't know how long to run.
He's the first player ever.
First quarterback
in history.
Yeah,
to do those three things in one game.
Yeah, a
receiving. And he married that. What's it? Steinfeld.
Oh, yes.
An amazing partner. Like he's. I can't imagine anyone having a better week than that. You think you had a good week this week? You marry her, and then you become the first quarterback to do catch pass, and rushing touchdowns in the same game.
You've had a very good week.
You've had a good week, yeah. Your week wasn't good. Okay.
Yeah, and I just happen to have him in fantasy as well.
Talk it up, mate. I think I'm kicking your ass in fantasy this quietly, so it's all right. Or are you above me?
I'm above you. One level above.
Jai that I work with is winning our fantasy comp. We got Robbie second. I'm at 4th, I think, at the moment.
I'm 4th.
Final starts next week. You're 4th. I'm 5th. Okay.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm taking the Chargers. You're gonna love this. I'm taking the Chargers plus 4.5 against the Chiefs.
Wow.
I don't think the Chiefs don't need it, mate. And I think the Chiefs have been like a pinch.
They've been very lucky
from losing too many games, right?
They've been very lucky this season.
Biggest load against the Raiders. That was insane. I was screwed. Ruined the entire weekend for me. Anyway, look, I've got to go, mate. Thank you very much for joining us on the investment podcast, whatever this thing is. I'll see you soon. Reach out, talk to us, do whatever you got to do. Mark well, stay safe. Have a good weekend.
One, everyone. Bye.